What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, joined by my friend and co-host. Introduce yourself, sir.
It is Chris here, Robert. You know,
Robert, Chris, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
that's why I was there. I was waiting for that.
Whatever the fuck, whatever
No,
name.
I'm Chris talking about Grand Slam. A lot of people online hated it. I I enjoyed it. I said last week, they needed to do something big. Last time we covered Dynamite, last week's Dynamite, I did mention, they had to do something big here. So I think they did. I don't give a shit about rating, so I care about the product, and it was okay. There were some questionable matches, and we'll talk about them. Like Kenny, or excuse me, like the tag team match with Ospreay and all that still doesn't make sense to me, and we'll talk about it. But
Mhm.
I didn't like how close the stage was to the ring.
Yeah, people were complaining that it wasn't normally they have the ramp or whatever. But yes, as Christian mentioned, we're covering AEW Dynamite Grand Slam from Queens, New York. Big show, got two big matches: Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuiness, and Jon Moxley and Darby Allin. Um, but yeah, we are now officially in October, so we're gonna
Pumpkin
get
um,
what's that?
pumpkins. It's officially pumpkin season.
Pumpkin season and Libra season. My birthday is next Monday,
Oh, my birthday's next month. I turn 22 in November 9th.
and I'll be 31 October 7th. There we go. All right. So as we covered Dynamite, the first match we have is the AEW champion Bryan Danielson defending against Nigel McGuiness. And Bryan doesn't come out right away. So Nigel's like, I demand you do a countdown and, make me the winner if he doesn't come out. But of course, the champion Bryan Danielson does come out. And they had a decent match, a lot of back and forth submission holds. And a lot of people who have seen their matches in the past are complaining about this one. I haven't seen any of their past stuff, so I can only talk about what I saw here. But all in all, I thought Nigel McGuinness did really well. There's a lot of like Bryan lands a double underhook suplex, a Psycho knee, which lands to a 2 count. Nigel lands a ripcord clothesline, a modified suplex out of the corner, and then the end comes though when Bryan applies the label lock and Nigel McGuinness does tap out. But what was interesting here, the announcers claimed that before Nigel tapped out, he says thank you to Bryan Danielson, which I don't know why they mentioned that. I don't know if that's storyline or not, but I'm sure you've seen the other matches.
And
So, what did you
wow,
think of this?
he ain't gonna wrestle again. That's why he said thank you.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Danielson's on his last run. He did
But
and
I just feel like my only problem is like
maybe there's another reason for him to wrestle, but go ahead.
no, I get it. Most wrestlers though, like when they have moments like that, like the announcers don't talk about it. Like you'll see a lot of times, like when wrestlers done and they're really happy about their match, like they'll pin them and then they'll like put their head on top of their head and say something. But the reason why I was just wondering was like they made sure we knew that Nigel said thank you. And normally, like I do agree with you, like it is Bryan Danielson's probably gonna not fight Nigel anymore, but I wonder if they were
First match in forever.
what's that?
He probably was like, thank you for giving me my first match in fucking 15 years.
True, but you have a heel commentator that you get like it's just weird. It's just really weird. It's not a big deal. I'm just mentioning because
Oh yeah, I understand.
I just wonder if there's going to be like maybe a little alliance here. Like maybe Nigel will gain respect for Bryan and will help him out with the number game if the numbers game. And I don't know. Maybe they just announced it just to do it, but I just feel like it's weird. You're breaking kayfabe by doing that because it's a heel thinking of it. So I don't know. But anyways, go ahead.
No, I agree. I agree. I
So
enjoy. I'm surprised it kicked off. Um, it was just really nostalgic fans. I was really young during that time, but like I know the history. They could have done a little better job of showing us the history between them two now that AEW and Tony actually does own Ring of Honor for real. Um, but it was good. They gave this to us on free TV, so there was nothing to complain about.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was nostalgia.
Well, here is someone who can't complain. Christian Cage comes out with the patriarchy. He has his little contract and he's about to go fight Bryan Danielson, but Kip Sabian takes a pen from Christian Cage. Christian chases him, but runs into Claudio Castagnoli and Pac and backs off. Um, this I don't really care much about. I'm a Christian Cage fan, but I feel like this is a complete steal from the Money in the Bank. I think Ant mentioned that it's just like a ripoff, and they could do something different or better with it, in my opinion. And granted, wrestling is a ripoff of wrestling, like WWE rips off a lot of things too. But it's just to be fair, it's a ripoff.
You feel you feel like WWE trademark? Yes.
No.
WWE yesterday filed a trademark for yes, 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 because Tony Khan added my guess.
The Ray Phoenix thing, right?
Ray Phoenix, he added injury time to his contract. Like Ray Phoenix could have debuted on this new era of CW, but Tony Khan gave him injury time. So
I heard that. Tony's a little bitch for doing that, huh?
which WWE played fucking they said fucking checkmate.
hmm Well, we have another matchup next. FTW Champion Hook defends and defeats Roderick Strong with the Kingdom after Hook applies a red rum. After the match, um, Roderick Strong hugs Hook, and then Hook says, "All good things must come to an end. I'd like to thank every wrestler that competed for this title, the fans for supporting it as well. The
I know.
FTW Championship is officially retired." And then Hook
Why?
Taz. I knew you were going to be happy about this. A lot of fans are too. This title meant nothing in terms of like status. So, what do you think is next for Hook?
It's phony. None of the people that held that title is phony. I will rephrase that because somebody did say that with Taz. It was like nobody that's held that title was phony. I agree. But it's not even the AEW FTW champion.
Yeah.
You know what? What?
Again, that's a ripoff that they took from ECW. You know, like Sabu was a champion of it, Chris Jericho, Taz. I think last week they showed some of the people that had the title. And
It was hilarious.
what's that?
I said they didn't. I thought it was hilarious they didn't show Ricky Starks, considering the fact that Hook is the one that beat him originally.
Yeah. Um, Ricky Starks, yeah, he was, and that's interesting that they didn't show him because he was a former. So like you, I'm glad this title was vacated. They weren't really doing anything with it, so it's like if you're not, it's kind of like the hardcore title. Once that 24/7 rule ended, it kind of got stale, and they're just like, fuck it, we don't need it anymore.
You said
24/7.
oh my God, the 20 you can't compare the 24/7.
I'm just just saying.
That
Next we have. Go ahead.
that 24/7 title was fucking horrible. I'm gonna put my headphones in so you can
Okay, you're fine. It was so bad that even the ending of it was even a botch. So
ending of it was the worst.
it did not make any sense. We have the tag team champions, the Young Bucks, defending against Kyle Fletcher and the international champion Will Ospreay. What's annoying is the Young Bucks always fucking win in the same fucking way, and it's just like nobody cares. Like I knew this team wasn't gonna win, but it's just like bet for the Bucks if you're playing a game because they're gonna win. Basically, a lot of missed falls, a lot of moments where you could have assumed any of them, any team would have won. But the end comes when basically I think Will Ospreay Don Callis gives Kyle Fletcher a screwdriver, but Will Ospreay stops Fletcher from using it, allowing Nicholas Jackson to hit Ospreay with the title, and then they being Young Bucks land an EVP trigger to Kyle Fletcher. This is going to cause some drama between Ospreay, Don Callis, and Fletcher, which was the whole point of this match. But what do you think?
I still don't understand why they're teaming together, considering the fact that Will Ospreay left, quote unquote, left the Don Callis family. He literally said, "Remember the promo backstage? Hey Don, I don't think we should. I don't want to be a part of the Blackpool Combat Club. I want to, spread my wings. Uh-oh, MVP has an announcement tonight. Bobby Lashley.
Shelton Benjamin.
Yes. That's probably who it is, to be honest. But oh my God, Wendy's is bringing Krabby Patties. Sorry, I'm so
I
distracted.
had Wendy's for lunch earlier.
Bro, they just announced that they're doing a Krabby Patty collab, and
That's
it's
cool.
October 8th.
Well,
What was I
speaking,
talking about
we
though?
were
But yeah,
talking about the tag match
it
and
just
how
doesn't make
you
sense.
don't understand why Ospreay's teaming with
I
Kyle.
just yeah, I just don't understand why he's TV considering the fact that he left. So
Yeah, very like confusing storylines. Speaking of MVP, Prince Nana comes out. Nana says it's good to be in New York. In whose house? They say Swerve's house. Nana says Swerve's means everything to me. He's not clear to come back, but he's fighting hard for all of you fans. And then MVP comes out. MVP says, "You know who I am." Swerve Strickland is the most dangerous man in AEW. It's my opinion that Swerve is the most phenomenal talent in all elite wrestling. He spent 8 months without losing. I saw Swerve lose that All In. I saw his childhood home get burned to the ground. Why is the man that beat Swerve Strickland? Why is he smiling? I see that as a failure on his management. Let Swerve know when when he's ready to ascend to the mountaintop. Please give me a call and we can talk business. And immediately my mind went to the Hurt Business in WWE, which was why they did that. What do you think MVP is going to bring to AEW? Do you think Swerve is going to join this group?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of didn't expect MVP to join AEW because I thought he was gonna be one of those old heads that was gonna be like, I'm MVP, I got value, I'm just gonna go hit the indies and get a fuck ton of money.
Mm.
Um, but I will say, him not being on TV is just crazy. Like he's so like funny, like he's entertaining. I really enjoy him. Um, so yeah, I'm happy. He's getting paid and he's on TV. So fuck with the
Hmm.
really.
I agree. It's good to see MVP. We still don't know what's going to happen, so it's kind of time will tell. Next, we have AEW Women's Champion, the Glamour Mariah May, defeating Yuka Sakazaki after Mariah lands the Storm Zero. After Willow Nightingale runs out to protect Yuka from Mariah, Mariah hits Willow with the title from behind as Mina. I can't pronounce. How do you pronounce her last name? Mina Sakaja, whatever. Mina comes out and Mariah hugs her, but Mina looks upset about Mariah's attack on Yuka. So, what do you think? Obviously, Mariah and Mina are going to eventually fight. What are your thoughts?
No, I don't give a shit about the AEW women's division. Uh, I couldn't care less. Uh, I don't care about anything. Now that Britt and Sasha's over, not that I cared about that, but at least that was interesting. At least that was somewhat interesting, like of like a matchup.
Mm-hmm.
There is some personal behind it, but AEW has the worst women's wrestling in all of professional wrestling.
Totally, it's really bad.
When I mean worst wrestling, I mean the worst booking for their women. Because they
Yeah,
have
but even it's like honestly, I'm not trying to be mean, Christian, towards like the competitors themselves, but Yuka Sakazaki.
she's hot as fuck.
Are we talking about the same person? Yuka is the lady that fought Mariah, the lady with she's like a wizard kind of. She has the green hair.
Is it
Are
that
you
chick?
what?
Is it that Japanese girl with the big ass titty?
No, that's Mina. Mina is attractive. Yuka Sakazaki is the weird Asian girl that's like does like
It's not this one.
no, that's who came out and hugged Mariah after the
Okay,
match.
'cause she's hot as
Yes, that's Mina. Who she fought was Yuka. Mariah fought Yuka
okay,
Sakazaki.
I do not see. That's how much I don't care about the story about the women.
Yeah, she just came out and hugged Mariah, but she was upset because
Dude,
Mariah
she
attacked
is
them from behind.
so fucking fine. Oh my god. Well, how do you get that rack?
Well, while Christian drills, we're going to cover the main event, a number one contendership match for the AEW title. Darby Allin taking on Jon Moxley with Marina Shafir. Um, Probably the craziest moment of this match is when Darby goes to dive onto John and John moves and Darby lands like back first hard on the concrete floor, which I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's gonna die before he needs to. Um, Darby bites Jon Moxley's head, but then John lands a super DDT and John gets the win after Bryan Danielson runs out and chokes out Jon Moxley with tape. Um, and then Marina chokes Bryan, leading Claudio and Pac to hold Bryan Danielson as private party and commander attack as well. Um, Claudio pulls Jon Moxley out of the ring before Bryan lands a psycho knee. Bryan grabs the mic and said, Mox, I declare war. You got a shot. Me and you at Wrestle Dream, and I'm going to kick your fucking ass. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on this upcoming match?
I don't care because let me tell you something, right? Why the fuck is Jon Moxley? Look, what was the point of Darby Allin winning whatever battle royal he won? That got spoiled, by the way, online because it was pre-recorded. What was the point of him winning if he was going to just lose it? Poor Darby, dude. Jon Moxley is, I don't want to say he's horrible, but I don't understand why people still think he's like I think he was better when he was Dean Ambrose. He wasn't this corny, fake tough guy that he is now in AEW. They're doing this match. This is probably going to be Bryan Danielson's last match, and he's picking Jon Moxley, which I saw coming, but they're really going to drop the title to Jon Moxley. What value does he bring? We still don't know fully what this new storyline is with him. I haven't been look. I popped so hard when he came to AEW back in 2019. And I haven't popped for him since.
I do think this character is cool, though. He's a badass, and I think I'm still holding out.
And that's why the local Chili's waiter is fucking making. Have you seen his jujitsu videos?
No.
So Jon Moxley does Brazilian jiu-jitsu like on his free time, like Baron Corbin and like a lot of these other wrestlers. Like Corbin actually wins medals. And Jon Moxley has done. There's 3 videos of Jon Moxley doing 3 different tournaments, and like a local Chili's dishwasher made Jon Moxley
Oh, well, that's not good.
different people 3 different times. And the one guy was like trying to shake his hand. He was like honored to fight you, and then he was like, "Fuck you, man, go away." And arguing with the
He
ref,
was mad.
and he was like he's losing his local fucking like he's a fake ass tough
Well,
guy.
he shouldn't do, and that's the problem. Like back in the day, you wouldn't see Austin do an official fight. They got to know that. no offense, but you're a pro wrestler. You're not a jujitsu, like it's a different technique and a
Oh,
different.
exactly. Like if
But
he thinks like you can't be fucking stabbing people with whatever shit sticking out of your head in a jujitsu
and
fight.
then lose the. I get that. I listen. I get that. It
Fuck,
was the same thing
in
with
your
CM
face,
Punk, kind of.
in your fucking stupid ass fucking gay ass hardcore matches. I don't know. Look, I don't know in any other word to put it. I
That's
think
okay.
matches are the mookest shit. If you go to a hardcore, if you enjoy hardcore matches, you probably smell because you you fucking like, oh my God. Like I've seen the people at GCW shows. I will tell you this off air, but because I do not want to say this in case a certain somebody is doing saying this, but yeah, like if you like death matches, you probably fucking smell like fucking fire and fucking yeah.
Now I'm interesting to know what fucking happened. But we've covered all of AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. Wasn't the best show. Could have been better, but that's usually what happens with AEW. We've got Wrestle Dream coming up for your WWE fans. We have Raw, SmackDown, NXT made CW premiere. We'll be dropping that. Bad Blood's coming up this Saturday. We've got our predictions and our recap coming out this weekend. A lot of good stuff coming your way. Christian, thank you for joining me. Until next time, everybody stay safe and stay uncensored.